Hello and welcome back to the Lore Raider. Our good friends, the prestigious Tetra Galaxy Telecast, suggested I attempt to do an inverse versus battle with Samus, and so here we are. Samus Aran is widely considered both in and out of universe by us fans to be the greatest bounty hunter of all time. However, could Samus Aran really defeat every other bounty hunter by herself at the same time? This includes what I'll call her original colleagues in the realm of bounty hunting, being Trace, Weevil, Spire, Candon, Noxus, Silex, Gore, Rundus, and Gandrada. It also includes the new kids on the block, the new wave of bounty hunters we see later in the timeline, which are the bounty hunters Bomad and Chopping Zegan, and finally her own apprentice, Joey Apranica. I guarantee that this matchup will have a surprising outcome, so without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, was there ever a time that Samus could have just defeated all the bounty hunters single-handedly? Yes, as early as literally Zero Mission, believe it or not. Yes, during the era of the Pirate Federation War, Samus Aran in only her base power suit, with nothing but the missiles and basic power shot, not even the long beam, was already considered the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy, given jobs thought to be impossible, as stated in the NES guidebook. This meant even at the time, Gore, Rundus, Silex, and the like were all getting shit on by a base power suit, barely any upgrade Samus. That isn't just a quirk of the lore either. We know for a fact this Samus absolutely obliterated pre-upgraded Weevil down to just a head and spine being left. In the manga, we see that Samus is outrightly capable of just demanding payments up to 3 times the standard rate. And then there's obviously the fact that Samus, even her rinky-dink weaponless original ship, was chosen to carry out the Zero Mission, a mission that literally decided the course of the war. But finally, the fact of the matter is that Samus always sandbags, aka holds back, whenever she meets another hunter. Did you notice in Prime 3, despite having no reason to show mercy to the brainwashed hunters turned pirate commanders, Samus never feels the need to either take the lives of the other hunters to win, on top of the fact that whilst you see Gandrada dying on the floor, Samus doesn't even look remotely fatigued, just showing how big the gap between the two really is. Fact is, fighting to simply incapacitate is harder than fighting to kill, especially when you're using deadly weapons and when your opponent isn't hesitating to try and kill you. This pattern of Samus being so much stronger than her contemporaries remains consistent even as late as Samus and Joey. A barely trying Samus who has to hold back for the sake of her protege Joey, and her friend Diesel, who's the hostage, manages to not only weather rival hunter Bomad's assault whilst purely being on the defensive, but the moment the hostage is free, she absolutely cleans Bomad's clock with ease. And when another rival hunter named Chopping Zegan literally tries to assassinate her later in the manga series, she's able to freeze him solid with a single ice beam blast, and instead of hitting him square in the chest, she blasts apart his sword arm with a super missile, again going out of her way to intentionally not kill him, and both times never using any of her strongest abilities or even her gravity suit. The only hunter here who even has a claim of being a threat to Samus would surprisingly be Joey Apranica, her apprentice. You see, Samus and her various suit did lose a fair one-on-one fight against Knight, and Joey did manage to defeat a bishop who was empowered by the gravity suit and the plasma beam, who should be comparable to Knight at the very least. This same Knight, who is now extremely weakened by being, shot through the chest by Bishop, was still so powerful that a now gravity-suited Samus admitted basically had his sword connected with her at all, she would have been cut clean in two. In effect, it is completely possible to scale Joey, who again beat Bishop, to gravity-suit Samus. Of course, he is significantly less experienced than Samus, and by the time of Dread, the idea that he's on the level of a gravity suit or even a Metroid suit Samus seems laughable. So in conclusion, even if Joey led the charge with every other hunter at his back, literally every other hunter in the verse is below barely trying, not fully upgraded base to various suit Samus level anyway. Is it any wonder that after Prime Hunters, Silex, who couldn't even win with his starfighter acting as support, has refused to confront Samus in a direct 1v1. Of course it isn't a surprise. But before we go, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Lore Raider, for your support really helps me continue with the content you love. Oh, and do remember, we have a Discord, the Norian spaceport, between myself and my good pal Zeratone. So, as I always leave, be safe, be wise, and please pray for a true peace in space.